Hello everyone, this is Fi. I'm checking out Shiro. This is a game I've not played before, I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to give it a playtest and see if I can give some useful feedback. Got the game page open here. It says, Hollow and Shiro are twin sisters who travel the world since childhood in search of adventure. Once they were attacked by the evil witch Satella and took Shiro to her gloomy cave. Now Hollow has to find his sister. Wait, what? Okay. They're twin sisters, but Hollow has to find his sister. I don't know if that's meant to be her sister. Anyways, okay, help Hollow find her sister. Okay, it must just be a mistake. Overcome a dense forest and ancient temple, dangerous dungeons, and destroy enemies in this pixelated adventure platformer. It goes on to say this is a very early alpha version. It's very raw. Missing cutscenes, minigames, dialogues, secret rooms. But yeah, we're going to give it a playtest. So let's jump right into this. Get rid of the overlay. I've not seen anything past this screen. It's actually windowed currently. I'm going to see if I can find some options. I'm going to try the Xbox controller here, see if that does anything. It doesn't appear to respond, at least in the menu here. It's unfortunate because this definitely looks like a game that would be much better suited to gamepad, in my opinion. Hopefully we'll be able to manage okay with the keyboard. Let's check out options. Maybe it's the Z key. No? X? Wait. X space, enter. Oh. Okay. You can use WASD, it looks like, in the menu here. But what is... No, don't exit. What's the button to... proceed. Must try every key on the keyboard here, I guess. Really? My gosh. I'm running out of keys to try. maybe options doesn't work. Maybe that's why it's not working, because it's not implemented yet. Enter. Okay, spacebar. Okay, so... Oh, alright. So I hit escape. Escape quit the game. Kind of an old-fashioned thing. I definitely recommend putting a proper pause menu in the game and putting that on the escape key. It can be a little annoying if you... I mean, I think most people at this point expect that escape is going to pop up a pause or menu of some sort, and if somebody slaps that and the whole game just instantly shuts down, then that can be annoying. So we're going to go ahead and run this again. I understand if it's really early, it's easier to just do that. So yeah, make sure this is being captured. All right, captured. So options, exit. All right, I believe it's the spacebar. So yeah, it was a little hard figuring out what the button to advance here was. I was hoping there would be an options menu. You might hear a microwave in the background going off. That is just me making food for later. I need to maximize my time tonight so I can do some delicious playtesting. But anyways, a little disappointed there's no options yet, because I was hoping to see if we could full screen this. It looks like we can't even adjust the window size at all. Alright, but it is windowed, so it might look a little blurry in the capture, perhaps. But shouldn't be bad. It's not like a small window for me or anything, so be okay. We're gonna go ahead and start. All right, move A, D, K, attack. Wait, A is okay. All right, so we can't even use the arrow keys. All right, this is interesting. Jump is space, J is roll. All right. Okay, very sort of methodical movement with a lot of kind of lagginess, inertia. I gotta adjust myself a bit to kind of center myself over the keyboard here. So yeah, interesting choice of control layout. I would like to see being able to use the arrow keys and maybe the ZXC V. That's much more common, and with the layout you have, you could do both easily. You wouldn't even have to have an option to change between the two. Also might be nice. Some people might prefer like hitting the up key for jump. It's a common thing for keyboard control, but alright, interesting. See, it's a little annoying how long it takes before you can regain control after you jump when you land. So I understand it's meant to be, or I get the impression it's meant to be methodical and all that, but you do have to be careful that it just doesn't feel annoying, like it's not just slowing down the game for no reason, you know. Okay, so we can do a wall jump, but we can't do a double wall jump. Oh. Okay, oh yeah, it's starting to feel kind of... starting to feel a little sticky and annoying here, that the, definitely that... the lagginess when you land on the ground is starting to get to me when I start with some of these interactions, so... Interesting how you start to slide down here for a moment. I guess you only get a few moments on the wall. You're not meant to just like slide down the whole wall. I think that's the idea here. I also think, in my opinion, she seems to slide down the wall a little fast. It'd be nice if she just stuck to it a little more for those brief moments rather than going down as much. It is interesting how you kind of get an instant little boost horizontally when you jump in a direction. Alright, this is roll, this is attack. I have to try to remember this. It's a little weird in my opinion. I'm presuming maybe I'm supposed to attack this or something. It looks like I should be able to kind of Mega Man up this. Oh, I can. Okay. Is that intended or what? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so you can't get past that without attacking it, which might be confusing to someone. If you're meant to kind of learn to use attack on that. Alright, this text is going off the screen a bit. Hold space next to characters to cling to them. Wait, what? What does that mean? Seems like if you get too low on the wall, it just drops you off immediately. So that's a little annoying. It seems like you should be able to cling to the wall a little lower than that. I don't know why it just kicks you off at that particular height. It seems like it should keep going. Anyways, so another thing is that if I hold forward here, even if I don't hold forward, if I'm right here and I try to jump up, the clinging to the wall cancels my jump. So I'm not doing any direction input. It just cancels the jump because it's clinging. So it makes it really annoying actually trying to jump up here. So yeah, I would suggest, you know, maybe only do that if you're pressing in that direction. If I'm pressing to the right, then it would do the little wall cling, something like that maybe. Or at least if you had some kind of inertia in the direction or something like that. I don't know why this text is up so high. Choose jump direction. AWSD plus release space. What is this about releasing the space bar? I don't know what that means. Oh, wait a minute, okay. Maybe this is what was meant by characters. I thought it meant different than the other kind of character. Okay, ooh, that was weird. I pressed jump. Like right on the edge of this. Oh, that didn't look right. Trying to figure out what happened here. Alright. So I don't think there's ledge forgiveness. But if you initiate a jump and then slide off the ledge, it does finish the jump, it looks like. But if you press it too late, I'm assuming, unless it's just like 1 or 2 frames of forgiveness or something. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but it looks like it could be a little more forgiving in terms of the ledge forgiveness here. But let's go ahead and see what this is all about. Alright, so I was holding spacebar this time. I don't know if I need to, like, press space to jump, then release it, then press and hold it again. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm not sure why I couldn't just hold it after jumping. Alright, apparently it's on a time limit of sorts. Oof. Okay. Alright. A little finicky there, I guess, in terms of collision, but it seems to work. That's interesting. Ah! Oh, you can cut these, okay. Oh my gosh, I don't really like the placement of the buttons here, with the dodge being on my index finger and the attack being on my middle finger. Probably prefer to change that myself. Alright. That was weird. Okay. Alright, nice that you plopped me right back here. I haven't seen anything resembling like a health bar or anything like that, but... Oh, that's not the attack button, that's the dodge button, okay. That was weird. I don't know why that didn't... Like, I was holding to the right, so I don't know why it didn't connect with the wall. It just went, like, straight into the spikes. I don't know what happened. Oh, you can do a little aerial attack. You get a little bit of horizontal boost there. That's nice. I don't know if there's any point in cutting these. I don't know if it's bamboo or what. Oh, I thought I was going to cling to the wall here. A little unexpected. Alright, is that death? Is this a game that has pits that you can fall in and die? I have no way of knowing. No, apparently not. Okay. Well, now that I'm down here, I guess I'm committed. So that was a little weird the way this presented. I think the visual communication of what that was could be made more clear, you know. Oh gosh, I don't like the sticking to the walls when you try and jump next to them. That's really gonna mess me up here. Okay, so I guess you just take one hit and you get sent back to a checkpoint of some sort. That's interesting. So, alright, so I meant to jump over this guy. The roll doesn't seem like it's gonna be useful against him, but there's just so much lag in the jumping. I don't feel very comfortable with it. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can actually dodge through him. I didn't think about that. I didn't know you had iframes with this. Is that another? It looks like an E, so I'm thinking, can you jump in that like you did the other thing? It's not all glowy. Oof, that's annoying. Okay, we got a key. Does not look like I can safely go that direction, so let's go ahead and go back to where the locked door was. Another E. What does it do? Can I cut it? It's a little awkward with these controls, but... Okay, so I hit the attack button, but I guess... Ugh. There's a lot of animations and stuff in this game where, like, when you're in the middle of it, you can't do other things. This is a little bit annoying. Because I wanted to, like, do an aerial attack right after I shot out of that thing, but I guess because I was in the animation, I couldn't do that. Oh, there's a thing here. Didn't even see that. Okay, I definitely released space and then pressed it again. Okay, I guess the timing was a little particular. Something with the collision with these, maybe it could be a little more forgiving. Like right there, it didn't work either. I think it's probably just the collision. I don't see a reason for this to be like extraordinarily precise. It should just be kind of more reliable in my opinion. Even if I'm not doing it like exactly right, I don't think it should... I don't see any reason why it should require like extreme precision to do this, so... Whoa, I let go of space for a second, it didn't work. I don't know if I pressed it again too soon or something? I don't know what that was. That wasn't fun though. Oh, something weird happened there. I was spamming space, a jump, and it didn't like the little ledge here or something. Not sure what that was. Might be hard to recreate that, but it looked like a little bit of a movement related bug. Something to do with that E, that there's no other reason for this character thing to be right there, I guess. Alright. I've noticed a few seams popping up around here. I mean, I don't know, that's probably not even worth pointing out, as if you can't see them yourself. I guess we just keep going. Okay. Now can I go back this way? Ugh. Alright. Took a while to attempt that. I guess we can't do this downwards. So just run and jump. Oh, there's a spring there. I would make that a little more visible. It blends in a lot for something that's significant to the gameplay. Oh, wow. Alright, so you gotta be a little careful with some of this fast-moving stuff. Just because your movements aren't that responsive. You know, you got these little bit of delay frames before what you input is turned into an action. If I press jump, there's a few frames that I have to wait before I actually start moving upwards. So, it makes it pretty important to not put stuff that's very fast that you have to avoid, you know. You need like a lot of time to react to things. In my opinion, I prefer, you know, a little more responsiveness rather than making other things slower. I don't think it's important to actually kill these guys. I guess I can try going up and then this way. Maybe that was the better choice. I'm curious. Oh, alright. I'm curious about that last. When I jumped in the pit before, when I didn't know like what it was, I never walked to the right, so I don't know what was up there. So now I'm like wondering what that was all about. So this guy, I mean, he's predictable. You know he's gonna attack when you get close, so I guess that's okay, but like he doesn't have a lot of much of a telegraph, but I guess yeah, in this case maybe it doesn't matter too much. Oof. That was a bit unfortunate because I couldn't move because I was stuck in the hit the ground animation there. Oh, I lost the key. Didn't notice that. Oh, alright, so again, with the lagginess, you might want to do a lot of input buffering, I think. Because I tried to jump, but I pressed it too soon. And so it just ate the input, and then I fell and splat. I do appreciate how forgiving it is in terms of the checkpoints. I think that's quite nice. And that simplifies the whole, Oh, okay, that was very unexpected. But the whole health aspect where we don't really have a health bar or anything. That's pretty nice. So again, I'd make these springs a lot more obvious. Ah. Alright. That looked okay, but I was kind of fumbling the buttons a bit there. Oh, I can go up here. Okay. I'd like to be able to drop down through this platform. I don't think there's a way to do that. Okay, is there some theoretical way I could use that slime to get across there? I guess not. Maybe it's just to punish me if I flub this part. Oof. Alright, so if I'm going upwards, this might be a solution. If I'm going upwards with my jump. I guess, yeah, it's a potential solution, but if I'm going upwards with my jump, it wouldn't cling to the wall, you know, that kind of thing. The other thing is kind of like I said before, just not do it unless I'm pressing in that direction. Maybe that's the better option. But either case here, it's a little bit annoying. Oof, oof. Having a hard time dealing with the timing required because of that landing lag. Okay. Don't think I can pass through this, which is a little weird. I wonder why this would be here. What is that? Oh, sketchy, sketchy. Okay. There. Alright, we're doing fine. That is... okay. That didn't stand out to me as something that I was going to interact with at all. Alright, so this is a little hard to... I don't have a lot of control over the movement here to make very fine adjustments over like where I'm going and where I'm gonna land. There's really very little air control. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Because it doesn't feel like it's... doesn't feel so much like it's my fault, you know. I can... account for the way it works by being more careful about where I start the jump and that kind of thing, but I think it's just a bit less comfy that way, I suppose. I didn't even I didn't realize there were spikes on top of this right here until after I did the jump. Oh, okay, so you do slide... Oh, I can't drop down. You do slide down the full length of the thing, but for some reason when you get closer to the ground, it kind of drops off prematurely, which is awkward in my opinion. I think it should just slide down until you hit the ground and then come off, you know? But yeah, it does slide pretty fast. In this case, I don't have time to react, so I have to know what's down here before I do this, so that would be another reason maybe to make the slide a little slower. Okay. It's a bit too much to deal with all at once there. Alright, I think you can just kind of stun lock these guys. Alright, he attacks too fast. Yeah, I mean, I think it's not a big deal with this axe guy, but maybe it might just be comfier just to give him a little more of a wind-up telegraph rather than attack quite so fast. It just seems to be these occasional situations where he just kind of slaps you really fast and you get stuck in some kind of lag or whatever. Doesn't quite feel as expected, I suppose. Okay, so I'm noticing for the first time you don't take damage from contact with the enemies, which I definitely appreciate. I tend to prefer that kind of thing. Let's see. What are these? Are you gonna hurt me? That is the wrong button. It's the dodge button. Oh, they're just down. Okay. No, no, no. I was slapping the dodge button like several times, but I was stuck in my landing animation there. What? Okay. Oh, I like hit a ceiling or something. What do I do? Oh, I can make it. But it didn't matter. I hit the thing. Wait, what? How did I go down? I didn't think you could go down. I don't know what I did to make that happen. Alright, this is the roll button. I gotta try to remember what is roll. Okay, I tried it a little too fast. A little more unforgiving than that. Shoot, okay, yeah, see. It's a little annoying. Like, this isn't the sort of thing that I would, that I would consider important to make, you know, very skill-based in terms of just pressing spacebar with that much precision. I think I was supposed to... Oh, yeah, I can jump off the wall, okay. So, like this. Cool. Oof. Right, my wrist is getting tired here. Interesting how I just kind of instantly landed on this. I can't drop through this, right? I don't think so. Oh, that's a springy thing. Ah! Wait, jump. Do I want to go? Which way do I go? Ah! Alright. I didn't have time to react to that because I was stuck in the animation. Like, I hit spacebar before it hit me, but I wasn't even close to actually jumping. Fun. No, I don't know if I should keep going down or if I should go back up. Kind of weird. It's one of these things. Alright, super gamer moment. At least I know now that I can't go this way. Let's see. Dodge button. Oh. Alright, so pretty forgiving collision boxes on the attack there, so that's actually kind of nice. Prefer that over the alternative. Oh, okay. So I clutched that movement to avoid the purple blob, and then there was this like insta-murder guy. Bow and arrow guy who seems to pretty consistently kill you if you don't know he's there before you enter the area. Don't feel confident in that jump. Let's try this. Okay. So this is a cool mechanic. I do like it. That was kind of off by quite a bit, my timing there. Oh, that felt right, but I did not get it. Huh? Alright, that was weird. That didn't look quite right. Alright, this guy, so I don't know if I actually made it clear enough before, but he blends in a lot. It just looks like he's part of the level. It doesn't look like an enemy. A little bit annoying. I guess it's nice that he kind of disappears after he kills you the first time. So it doesn't happen again. This key is blending into the background a little bit, but not, you know, obviously it has some movement. Still visible. Alright. This guy doesn't have any hit stun, so that makes him kind of dangerous and potentially frustrating if, like, you smack him and he just runs into enemies. But that didn't happen for me this time. I think I can just ignore him. Alright. Ah! Oh, that kind of home storage you. Oh gosh, this is annoying. Alright. Timing's a little weird on that. It's a little particular, I guess is the better word. Oh, there's a different thing. Whoa. Cool. I don't really get the what is floating in the background there. Is that me? The thing floating behind it makes it a little disorienting. I guess that is me because the camera's following it. That makes it even more disorienting. I would I would suggest tying the camera to the center of this thing so it doesn't like wobble around like this. It's pretty weird. Something else to keep in mind, like, I still stand behind what I said about the lag when you land on the ground being too much. I definitely still think that. I think you should cut that down by like half or something. I think it would help a lot. But also, with this kind of game where you have kind of a lot of inertia on the movement and everything, kind of one of the upsides to this kind of movement that's kind of an inertia heavy is that you can get a good sense of how do you put it? So kind of a when you're moving through a level and you have a lot of inertia, it kind of feels like you're controlling something that's sort of weighty and I'm not sure what the words to describe it would be. It's sort of like a almost like a runaway train effect or something where if you can kind of keep up your inertia in like the direction you're moving, then it kind of feels really good. Like for example in Super Mario Brothers 3, lots of inertia in the movement in that game, but if you can kind of keep running in a direction and you like time your jumps really carefully, maybe you just bounce off multiple enemies and you just keep moving, without slowing down or stopping, that kind of thing. It feels really good. It feels like you're really schmoving through the level. And the reason why I bring that up is in this game, because of the fact that every time you land, you just stick to the ground for a few moments. You don't really get the benefit of that because you keep sticking. You don't keep moving. So I think it'd feel nice, even if you did something kind of custom where maybe, like if you have inertia or if you're holding a direction or whatever, when you land, maybe there's some kind of landing animation like this, but she keeps moving in that direction even during the animation, you know, so you can kind of maintain your speed and your inertia. I think that would feel a lot better, and then your movements through the levels can feel a lot more fluid. Give you more of that exciting feeling, I think. Oh, what is that? Wait, that guy came out of nowhere. Oops. Oh, it goes the other direction. Wait, what is that green thing? Wait, what the heck? Hold on a second. Wait, what is hitting me? What's going on? Oh, that went later than I thought. Oh, come on. Can't jump in time. So apparently there's a guy over there like all the way on the right of the screen, and he's hard to see because he blends into the background a lot, and he has like this really fast attack that I think actually is rendering behind the bush in the background or something. It's not very visible. Wait, I can't see what's hitting me, and I don't know why it's hitting me just when I'm like, I can't even get on my feet after jumping up here before it hits me. Very weird. Oh gosh, I keep trying to jump before it happens, but I'm stuck to the ground. Wait, what? Alright, I saw the bolt go past, and then I got hit afterwards, and I don't know what hit me. There's something... Yeah, there's just stuff going on behind this bush, so I can't see. Okay. I should have just gone with it. I should have just ran when I had the chance. Oh my gosh, alright, that's not gonna work. What the heck? That's not even on the ground. Oh, I hit. Are you dead? Alright, I think we're okay. Yeah, that was a mess. Obviously that was that was a problem to be fixed, but it seemed like it was more of... I mean, the guy blended into the background a lot, but there's something going on with him, actually, the drawing order here, where he was like actually behind the bush or whatever, and all that kind of thing. But also, again, with these like really fast like bow attack things, they don't seem to interact well with this super sticky landing animation and the delay on your the kind of anticipation frames when you jump and all that kind of stuff, it seems. Oh gosh, not another one. Seems problematic with actually avoiding these really fast projectiles. So that guy's actually behind this stuff consistently, it seems. Oh my gosh, he's super invisible. No, no. Okay, I think I got him. Definitely seems like a bug. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna make it. Right. What is this E anyways? I still don't know. Very interesting. Maybe it's just something that isn't fully implemented yet. jump up. Okay, so that's a little annoying. Because of the fact that there's some of these kind of anticipation frames before your jump actually comes out. If you press in a direction during that, it does the sideways jump, which kind of launches you horizontally a bit. Which in this case, where I just want to jump straight up and then go to the right like this, it's really annoying because even if I press space and then direction input afterwards, it ends up doing that. So it makes the timing even a little more complicated. Ah, that's not the dodge button, okay. I have trouble with the placement on that. It's another thing that would make a big difference is having the gamepad. In general, the controls aren't hard, but just being consistent with like remembering where the dodge button is without having to stop and think about it. That would be easier if I had a control pad layout, I think. Not sure what happened there. Sometimes the inertia or something on these launchy character things seems to be a little weird. Like it's being affected by something. Like the inertia when you go into it is affecting when you come out of it or something like that. Once in a while it just seems a little bit off for some reason. Feels really dumb. Okay, he turned around very quickly. So yeah, again, that guy reacts pretty quick. It's not always a problem, but once in a while, it just seems a bit off, in my opinion. Especially if he's gonna turn around and then hit you with like almost zero delay. It's a little weird. Because you're trying to judge like, you know, the spacing and everything of like how close do you get before he actually is triggered to try to attack you. And in order to do that, you have to sort of experiment a little bit, but if you do that, then you don't have time to react, unfortunately. So if you had a little bit of reaction time, then you could kind of, you know, inch up to him and then you could see, oh, he's about to do it, and then back off or dodge or whatever, but instead he just kind of slaps you really fast. That is... wait a minute. Okay. What? Wait, what? You really have to wait that long before you can attack after dodging? That's like super long. I don't know if that's by design or what, but that's very unexpected. I would make that a lot shorter, in my opinion. I understand you don't want to do it like... I mean, it would be cool if you could cancel the dodge into an attack or whatever, but that would be, I guess, more of a the philosophy of a more reactive game and a less sort of inertia-heavy, laggy movement sort of game, but even so... Alright, it's the same with the jumping, too. Wait a minute. Well, I guess it's not. Oh, it is if you stand still. Okay. Ah. Alright, so I guess this is a bug of some kind. Apparently if you don't do any directional input, then you have a lot more lag after doing this than if you actually press a directional input. So that's really weird. But yeah, I would suggest fixing that. Alright, we got a key. What do I do? Go back? I forgot where the door to this was, or I don't know if I even saw it in the first place. Go all the way back here? I've been yammering for too long, I don't remember. these guys are dead now, so it makes it a lot easier. And this is kind of comfy because if you do end up in these situations where these guys are like causing you a lot of trouble, obviously it's better to design the game so that you don't get frustrated with, you know, like some questionable enemy designs. But if you do have trouble with these guys, then it is a little bit comfy how you can kind of kill them, and then like every time you restart they don't respawn, so you can kind of get a little further and further. It's a little bit forgiving, which I can appreciate. It just leaves the game feeling kind of comfy, I suppose. I guess I'm gonna... Whoa! Alright, that was kind of forgiving. I don't know, generally I don't find those things forgiving when I need them to be, except for right then it seemed to be, so that was interesting. Alright, so here I can't see below me well enough to make judgments about where to jump. It's possibly a problem. In this case, there's not a lot of view space in the game. Like the camera isn't like really zoomed out or anything, so what I would suggest is like maybe if you hold down or hold up, it would shift the camera a bit, so you can kind of manually make those kinds of adjustments. Okay. Maybe the purple ones are just more forgiving, I don't know. Is there a locked door this way? Well, I found another key. What's going on? Where does this one go? Ah! Well, it's gone now. What do I do? Get that key? Oh, there's a thing below me. Are there multiple options here for getting the key? Very confused here. So again, I really like how the enemies don't actually damage you on contact. Well, this one was also much easier to get, so that's interesting. So yeah, a little confusing at this point, the whole level design, where I don't know why I went up there and did all that work to get the key if I could just get an easier one and then go right here. But maybe then there's like another locked door ahead of here or something. Maybe not. Okay, that was weird. Oh. Okay, that's not the solution. We gotta do this. Getting some frame instability that probably wasn't showing up in the capture there. Just being in windowed mode tends to do that kind of thing occasionally with the way Windows renders things. Be nice to have like an exclusive full screen mode. That would be great. Also get less input lag, so that's nice. I guess I'm trying to think, like, being indecisive on what direction to launch here. I should just like go for... Oh, I don't have... Alright. The amount of air control I have is not reliable enough to do that, so let's go ahead and do this again. Oh, I pressed jump. Apparently I fell out of the slide the moment before I pressed jump, and I guess it was because I got too low on the wall there, so I don't really understand that again, like why when I get low on the wall, why does it stop? Yeah, that's like the worst possible place for that to happen based on the way that the segment of the level is designed, because it's like right when you want to press it, it's on the end of the wall there, but for whatever reason the sliding just gives up at that point. Alright, that's a little weird. I don't really know. That definitely seems like it should work. I guess I have to be a little more... Wait, what is going on? I don't know what's going on anymore. Do I have to hold left? I don't know. Was I not holding left before? I don't really know. So yeah, these things do seem a little inconsistent in some ways. I don't know if it's what it's being affected by, if like the directional inputs affect it, maybe. If I hold a direction, like obviously this is affected by, you know, aiming this, but do I also need to make sure I'm like holding that direction apparently, because alright, so if I make it point to the right and then don't hold the direction, in this case it actually launches upwards, so that seems like kind of wrong, you know, because it's the arrow is pointing that way, so I expect it's going to launch me that way. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, the other thing I'm wondering is if this, and I'm just testing this real quick, maybe I can figure it out. So I think making this jump might... I don't know, it seems very inconsistent. I'm trying to figure out like how much holding direction during the travel there is affecting things. I'm not sure, but I would suggest trying to make these like really consistent in how they work, you know, regardless of whether you're holding the direction that it launches out or anything like that. Ideally, in my opinion, it should launch you the same every time. Let's see. Alright. Oh. Did not see that there. Okay. Alright, so it's a little hard to judge at that point whether I needed to jump or if it was going to hit the spring. And, oh, okay, so one... Oh, that was a little weird how I kind of fell through the level after I died there. These things seem inconsistent. But, one thing that can help with this kind of situation is if you, kind of took my advice about making the wall sliding a little slower and stickier. Then if you get to that point where you're not quite sure if it's going to hit the wall or if it's going to hit the spring on the top, then at least if it does hit the wall, you have like a little bit of time to react, because it just kind of sticks and slides a little slowly, and then you're like, oh well, now I need to press jump, and then you can do the wall jump. But if it just slides really fast, then you don't have that reaction time available to you. I have to think about which button is dodge and which is attack here. So I guess if there's a keyhole over here, yeah. Alright, so these guys are kind of dangerous because they kind of ignore you if you hit them. Just dodge that. Alright, he's coming at me. Oh, okay. Wait. Alright, so also with this, with your attack animation, there's a ton of lag at the end before you can do anything else. So you're like super committed. You can't like attack and then dodge, or like attack and do anything basically. Doesn't feel very good. I mean, especially if you have an enemy like this. If you made it so like every enemy had hit stun, then at the least, if you were, you know, careful to be sure that your attack actually hit, then you wouldn't get punished for it because you're stuck in this end lag animation. Whereas with an enemy that just ignores that, it requires you to be able to attack and then move out of the way quickly a lot of the time and that kind of thing, so that he doesn't just run into you. But you don't really have that option because you're stuck in the end lag. So that makes this feel a little broken. And so if I think about it, then I can think like, okay, I have to get behind him so he won't like turn around and come at me. But in my opinion, it just doesn't feel very good to not go with the intuitive option to just like hit him and then dodge quickly and that kind of thing, you know. It's always good to go with what feels intuitive, in my opinion. Okay. So this is fairly long. It was a little hard to deal with because I didn't really have time to react to it. So I might suggest, you know, it's a little thing, but maybe just put the guy back further so he doesn't attack you the moment you get on top of this platform here. That was not the right button. Okay, so I guess we do this. Is he in the foreground this time? Oh, I think I get what's going on here. So this is probably a bug related to the fact that he jumps out from behind the bushes. Apparently it just didn't work correctly because other enemies probably don't do that, so they're never going to be behind there. So it's probably a bug related to that. Excuse me. Accidentally clicked out of the window here. Alright, are you friendly? Hey bunnies, you're so cute. Oh no! No! I'll kill you first. Why? Just why? Oh, I have to go all the way back here. Okay. I don't know what to say. Alright, not a lot of air control. Oh, okay, I just wanted to jump up, not launch forward like that. Oh, I can do that, okay. It's pretty easy to just walk off the ledge and then cling to the wall, it seems. Yay, alright. Whoa, this can't be right. Okay. Yeah. Can I don't think there's a way to like leave and come back and see if it fixes itself. Oh my gosh, look how whoa, wait a minute. Wait, what? Why did she step forward on her own? Also, what? I don't know where I am. I guess I walked into a building. Is this a different character? This one's way blurrier. Oh, I think it's missing the foreground thing, or it's underneath it or something. Because they have this kind of crazy effect behind them, but this one doesn't. Does this one even work? Maybe it's just there to taunt me. I don't know. Wait, I don't have a key for this place. That's weird, the way it interacts with your inertia. Alright. Interesting, though. So, the purple thing... Wait, I can't leave here, though. Oh, no. Is this actually... Is it possible to advance here? Because I don't have a key. Wait, can I cut that? No, I can't cut that. Oh, wait, whoa, what's going on? Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay. Very weird. I don't know, maybe these are placeholder effects? Or maybe the wrong visual is put on the wrong thing. I don't know. I'm gonna go with placeholder, I think. Just didn't have assets for this kind of door, and then what, this is like a switch or something, I guess? Interesting. Oh, what is this guy? Oh, that... Alright. I didn't know what was gonna happen. No, I wanted to dodge, but I was stuck in the laggy animation here. Hey, go up. I want to go up. Oh. Okay, that works. Oops, there's an enemy there. Okay. So this is a locked door. Wait. I'm scared, mommy. No. Why are you going that way? Okay. That's a little weird. I didn't know that those had that weird horizontal movement. Oh, that wasn't good. Wait, do I just want to go back? Once I get the key? Why can I keep going to the left? Maybe you're not supposed to get it that way? I don't know. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Maybe... Why can't I keep going to the left? What's over here? Oh gosh. Oh, come on. My dude. No, don't do this. Oh gosh. Alright. So yeah, that's really lame to like get through the whole puzzle finally with the key. And the moment you land up here, you get shot by this guy. Like, there's just not really a very reasonable amount of time to react to that. Now I have to go through it all over again. I can't even just like kill myself to go back or something. Like, I have to go through the rest of this stuff to even get back to that place to try it again. Alright. I'm gonna try... Well, not that. Actually... Maybe I can't go backwards through this. Maybe I have to go that way. It's kind of looking that way. Please move. No, go further. Why do you go so short? Oof. Oh, it launched me super far. No, go further. Oh, I did not think I was going to hit that purple thing. Why, my dude? Oh my gosh. Shoot, man. I don't know if maybe you expected me to have killed that guy before I got to this point. But I didn't. Please don't die again. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was... Ah. Okay. Alright, so yeah, that was probably... It seemed like it was difficult for the wrong reasons, because those launchy things seem, for some reason, to be very inconsistent. But apart from that fact, I think it's pretty cool. The design of the level and the way those launchy things are used and such. I think it's good design. Do I fall down here? I do fall down here. Okay. Alright, I was trying to jump, but laggy animation frames. Alright, again with the fast sliding. Oh my goodness. Where do I go? Oh shoot. Alright, this one was easier. Hello? Okay. Just like instantly appeared and slapped me. That was weird. That was very weird. So is that the same thing that I hit before that opened the door? Or is that a different one? Hello? Whoa, wait, what? What the heck? This is very disorienting. How was I supposed to know like where the thing was gonna go? It was like designed to confuse me. Bleh. Take that. Wait. Take that. Alright, that does not work like the others. I'm gonna go ahead and slap that with the sword. Alright, that sucked. Unfortunately, I can't like quickly dodge through all these because the width, the distance that the dodge takes me doesn't quite line up with these purple things. Alright. Gonna hit it from here. Alright, that's fine. Alright, see it. Yeah, I don't... It's not conducive to running quickly because the dodge doesn't line up here. So I have to like be more methodical here. Right, just do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, tried to jump and attack, but my jump was coming out too late there. Interesting. I killed him and died. Okay. Nice. I want to kill this guy before he does something, but he does his thing too quickly. I don't know when he's going to do it. Alright, this is a pretty long demo. It does feel like maybe the pacing is not entirely ideal. I mean, it takes a long time. Like, I think all this stuff is well designed, but it's also kind of like, it feels like it takes a long time to get anywhere in the game. Because it seems like, okay, there's a puzzle, and then there's another puzzle, then there's another puzzle. Okay, more puzzles. I guess, you know, maybe there's more stuff intended to break it up. I know the developer mentioned, like, stuff like dialogue and cutscenes and things like that. I don't know if that's meant to be interspersed throughout some of these moments here. This is weird. Okay. Yeah, it does feel a little bit drawn out. So it's like, oh, okay. He attacked again rather quickly. So it's like, even though everything seems well designed, maybe Making things a little bit shorter and sweeter might be nice. So it feels like you can get some like different scenery. I presume you intend to introduce other mechanics at some point. This is a little awkward. Just the angle of approach here. That was kind of dumb. Oh my gosh, I can't actually hit him. Wow. Wait, what? Why is he still there? I hit him. What? Why? I couldn't get my attack to come out. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. This is not normal. Alright, we got a bug here. That's alright, we'll deal with it. No! Alright. Alright. This looks weird. What do I do? Jump off the wall? Alright, that works. Why do you have these enemies that just appear and slap you completely out of nowhere? No warning. Oh my gosh, please don't kill me. Not after all of this. Whoa. Yay. Ew, how long have I been playing for? This is longer than I expected. Alright, I mean it's pretty fun. This is a long playtest. Which isn't the first time I made a long playtest, but in this game I haven't really gotten very stuck or anything, so it's just like a lot of game, but again it feels a little drawn out to me. In terms of the pacing. I think there's just like more and more levels and not really anything new introduced, so you know, it'd be nice to have something new mechanic or item introduced. We did get a change of scenery here eventually. What do I do on this part? Okay, I can double cling to the same wall, but I don't know how to time this right because the goals keep moving. The goalposts are moving here. Like this, I guess. That's tricky. Alright, you can't double cling to a wall. You can't hit these with the sword, right? No. Alright, so this part's annoying. Just because they keep changing. Why can I? Okay, so sometimes I can cling to the wall, jump, then go back and cling to the same wall and jump again. Sometimes I can do that. A lot of times I can't. So there's something inconsistent going on here that's pretty funky. If I could do that consistently, that would make this a little bit easier. Like I can do it on this wall sometimes. Why is it sometimes? I don't know what's causing that. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe I'm not supposed to be able to do that ever. I don't know, but I would prefer to at this point. How do I even do this part? My gosh. Seems like if I get really lucky, it'll happen. But I don't want to rely on luck. Oh my gosh, it's happening! No, it's rather high up there. Frick! What am I supposed to do? I guess I can try to speed up my movement with the attack a bit? No. No, there's too much. I'm stuck in the animation frame for too long. Not paying attention here. What the? And I have so little air movement, I can't make little adjustments. The only adjustments I can really make here is how long I cling to the wall. Other than that, I'm like completely at the mercy of where the purple blobs end up. I can't slow down mid-jump because I won't make the jump. So there's not much it seems I can even do here. No. You have to just be very optimal in terms of getting like the jump right underneath it. Oh no. Should have waited a few frames or something. Alright, trying to get it right under it and be quick. Nope, 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 nope. It's hard to tell like when to jump as fast as possible and when to wait. It's not obvious until it's too late. Oh my gosh. Oof, okay, wait. Wait, no, was that a fast as possible moment? Oh my gosh. Super weird. You have to kind of switch right when the up and down movement switches over, and then you have to like make a really quick adjustment of some sort of like waiting a moment. It's very unintuitive in my opinion. No. I don't know how far it's gonna go down before it stops. My brain is already tired from trying this, so it's like the longer I'm trying it at this point, the worse I'm getting at it, I think. Oh no. I don't know. What do I do? This is crazy, my dude. I don't know if you actually... Like, did you do this yourself? I mean, complete it yourself? By the way, I have no idea if the developer's a male or female or whatever. I just... throwing the word dude out there. Are we gonna do it? No, I don't know. I can't make adjustments. I can't make adjustments. I think everything about this is counterintuitive. No, I need to make adjustments. Okay, I got it. It's very hard for my brain to think of like the only adjustment I can make is waiting a little bit longer on the slide, because it's much more intuitive to just use the left and right with the air control to just slow down your jump a little bit, but you can't do that. Oh my gosh, and also like how much time do you wait? I'm sliding on the wall. This is so weird. No, actually didn't die even though I slowed myself down a little in midair. That was interesting. But I still ended up not making it. What do I do at that point? I think there's parts here where you just actually can't make the next jump because of the movement of the purple things. Like if you jump early or if you jump late, either way you're gonna hit one of these things. Keep going. I don't know. Wait, I'm still on the wall. No! What the heck? This is like... I should probably have given up on this a while ago, but it's just like... Why can't you get past this? Like, I do have to sleep tonight, too. No! I don't know how to do that jump. Because it switches directions right at the part where you need it not to, so you can actually make the jump. No! How? Like, I can't even start it consistently. I don't know what the timing is. It's so weird. It's just not intuitive. Jeez. What do I do? Oh, I thought I could possibly get above it and jump off before it happened. So I think you can sometimes make little delays with the left-right air movement. If you do it at like just the right time or something. There's something weird about that. How? It doesn't seem possible. Just going upwards like that, it doesn't seem possible. Go, go! No, oh my gosh. Oh no. Why? Why? That was weird. Couldn't jump. Oh gosh, darn it, how? No, I need to be able to jump off the wall. What do you do? What the heck? How am I still alive? How do I not die at that point? They're going up the wall. You can't avoid them. Oh my gosh. Somehow I'm getting away with some really little adjustments, but I just don't know how to do that consistently. Oof. No, stop that. No. Like, I don't know what to look for like the right point in time when it's actually possible to get through this and that kind of thing. Like what point in this cycle or whatever is actually going to allow me to survive this. No, it's actually working. It's not working. So, kind of getting it so I can slow down in the air a little. Kind of consistently, but still having trouble with the last jump. I mean, I'll have trouble with all of them, but it seems like even if I'm like doing it all successfully and then I like get to the last one, it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna run into it. I don't know why I can't get the last one. And again, I don't know what point in the cycle I'm supposed to be. No. I can't. Okay. Sometimes I can do that, but this must be the world's most entertaining playtest. I can't. Oh, I can. I got away with it. Okay. Alright, so the really inconsistent double wall cling saved me in the end. Alright, I'm gonna take it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die or something. Hopefully there's like a checkpoint right here. Or else this would be the most evil game of all time. No. Alright, there's a checkpoint right there. So that's annoying. Like, I have to jump over this guy, but this guy's gonna insta-kill me because of the like super long landing lag here. I guess I can just dodge through this. The fact that the purple blob was back further make that a little more possible, but oh my gosh. I don't know when it's gonna turn around. But yeah, super sticky landing lag there made this little area here pretty hard not to die. No. What if I... Wait, where is the... Oh. I think I might have just reset the... Gosh. I think I reset the checkpoint. Oh my gosh. It didn't even have the decency to put me back right here. Why is it's all the way back here now? Oh my gosh. Why would you do this? Alright. Alright. I don't know why. I thought I had to go back down with the key. I thought this was the only way. Apparently I just had to go to the right or something. Do I dare actually attempt this again? I did get a little better at it. Wasn't enough. Wasn't enough! No, I couldn't get the double jump at the end. It definitely seems like the last jump is the most evil one. It seems like if you can do the rest of it successfully, by the time you get to the last jump, it's like not actually possible anymore. Unless you can get the very rare double wall cling jump, which is very helpful in this area when it does happen, but you can't rely on it. So I don't know what to think about that. No, jump. I do want to get past this. That's the worst part of this. I should have just given up a long time ago and suffered less for it. But I want it. How do I... No. I'm at the mercy of purple blobs. I have no control over the situation. Oh no. So hard to quit. At least the, for whatever reason, the checkpoint thing reset to where it should have been. I don't know why I didn't jump off the wall there. That was not normal. That was very weird. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. No, I can't make that jump. Okay, so maybe if I can go back and forth enough times, manipulate the cycle here to make the last jump. Seems possible. I did not execute that quite right. It's hard to stall enough. Alright, it's hard to do the stall in the air. Shoot. Gosh darn. I don't know. I didn't need to do it then. Oh shoot. It's really hard. The mid-air control is not forgiving at all. I got the double jump. I didn't think I was going to get it, so I hesitated. No, I did it. Very hard to do it consistently. Timing is very weird. Alright, no, I did it. I did the delay, but it didn't work. Wipe my fingers off here. I'm gonna be the ultimate master of this by the end of all this. And then, presumably, you're going to remove this, and no one will ever understand. Oh my gosh. It's so inconsistent. Trying to delay jumping movement. It's possible. It's possible. It's just very inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. I mean, you can do it consistently, I believe. It's just like really particular with the timing. I know how to do it. I know how to do it at this point. I did it. Told you I knew how to do it. Ew. Was it worth it? Probably not. I don't like to look at this purple thing. Wait, we got another checkpoint. Okay. It's just the idea of like somehow touching that and dying. Wait, wait. Oh, I can go up here. Okay, well that would have been helpful to have realized earlier. Alright. Alright, I've been playing this too long. But now I've mastered the freaking purple blob climb of doom. I'd go back and do it again just to enjoy knowing that I can do it now. Why did that miss? I don't like how that misses. Wait, is this guy... Okay. Are you real? You are real. Collision was a little bit unforgiving there. I'm not sure what the deal was with the colliders there. Can I walk across this? No? Where do I go? Alright, I was kind of hoping to like get to the end of this or something, but holy crap, I've been playing for so long. For such an early demo, this is really long. This is a lot of content. Like, really. Especially with no... like, very little in terms of new mechanics introduced. So again, with like the pacing and stuff, you definitely want to get some of that in there. You don't need these levels to be as long if they are using all the same mechanics, I don't think. Even though they are pretty good. Apart from, you know, the little flaws here and there, I guess. I'm gonna wait for that to come back. Might take a while, I guess. But I wasn't thinking about what I was doing when I hit it. Oof, okay. Adjustments. Come on, dude. Has this always been that slow? I thought this would come back by now. Oh my goodness. Oh, that took a long time. No. I wanted it to go to the left. Did that thing restart or not? Wait a minute. It's still going. Alright, well this means that the optimal speedrun strat is just to hit this and jump in the spikes over here. Which I guess makes my life easier, but now I have to wait for this thing again. Splat. Really? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Alright, we're still going. That was not very close. Might be nice to have a little bit more of a horizontal, I mean not horizontal, a little bit more of a vertical slash in the air. It tends to be more helpful versus airborne enemies. It's pretty hard to be precise with a very thin horizontal slash like this when it's horizontal. I mean when it's in the air. I'm sorry, I'm tired. That guy's just gonna keep shooting at the exact moment that I just want to jump into him and kill him. Roll. Okay. Well, why does that enemy exist? I don't understand the purpose. Jump, jump. Oh my gosh. Okay. Go away. Go away. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Come on. What are you doing to me? Oh, right back at the beginning. Alright, that's cool. This feels slower than it needs to be. The the combo, like how long it takes for the next attacks to come out. So that's interesting. I mean, a lot of stuff is a little bit slower than it needs to be, I think, in this game. But yeah, just to reiterate what I've already said, maybe it's not necessary, but I do want to say, I mean, it's really good overall. I mean, I shouldn't really say it's really good. What I mean is, I do enjoy it. Overall, I think there's a lot of potential. And yeah, definitely, you know, the stuff that I found problem with, it's very fixable. And they're little things that make a really big difference. So I think it's really worth making some adjustments here and there. I really don't like the sticky landing too much, but for the most part, it works pretty good. Just need some little nips and tucks here and there. Even though it's not like super fast, actiony, hyper-responsive movement and all that kind of stuff, it still works well in the way it's designed. So yeah, if you could just, you know, fix up the things that I find problems with, then I think this would be, it would feel like a very polished adventure. And it's supposedly pretty early in development, I guess, but it seems very polished. I mean, it's not that polished because of, you know, little issues here and there, but it seems fleshed out, I guess is what I meant to say. With the exception of the fact that there's not more mechanics yet. So, as I said before, I definitely think there's like the ratio of the amount of levels, or what do you call that? The volume of world to walk through. The ratio of that compared to the amount of mechanics that are in the game right now is off, because you just you have a lot of ground to cover where you're not really being introduced stuff that's very new. Like there's differences in the design with the levels, but it's all using the same mechanics. So I think pacing could be better in that regard, but aside from that, I think you've got a really good knack for the design of levels and such, which is definitely showing through as a compelling part of this game, I think. So yeah, I think polished up, this will be a lot of fun. Maybe a bit more short and sweet on the levels and stuff. Maybe, you know, maybe give a little more air control or something, so that the shaft of purple blobs thing was actually felt like it was possible. That would be great. Although I do have some twisted sense of satisfaction in learning to actually do it properly without even having to get lucky. That was pretty cool, I guess. But it was still, even knowing how to do it, it was pretty inconsistent, just because how weird it is to try and like make adjustment really fast with the horizontal movement in midair. It's just very weird timing and inconsistency and stuff. So anyways, yeah, there's a wait, what? Oh, was that there? I guess that was there all along. I don't know what this brown thing is, but I just didn't remember there being a waterfall here, but I think it was. Oh, now I can go over here. All right. All right, that's great. Awesome. All right, very cool game. It's not, I would actually say it's on the easy side. It's pretty easy. I'm using the keyboard, which is not ideal for me. It would be ideal to use a gamepad, so it's not even like, you know, I'm not particularly good with keyboard controls. So the only things I had trouble with was stuff that I think wasn't really was kind of revealing some of the flaws in the mechanics, rather than actually just being straight up, you know, challenging. So I think if you polish things up a lot, then this will feel pretty easy as it is so far, which I think, you know, in the beginning it's pretty comfy. Obviously you want to, you know, not have it be too easy as it gets further along, but I also don't think it needs to be ultra hard or anything. Sometimes people are really into that idea, like, oh, this is for real gamers, it has to be hard. And, you know, it's more important for it to be fun in the end than it is for it to be hard. But, yeah, it could be harder as it is, but maybe, you know, when you have more mechanics or something. It is a little difficult to make a game... Oh, I just noticed your parallax here is wrong. Background should move less than the foreground and not the opposite. But yeah, it's a bit difficult to make a game that has kind of unresponsive, it sounds bad to say, but kind of unresponsive controls. A bit difficult to make it get harder and harder because the player doesn't have so much to work with in terms of the movement and stuff. They can't rely on reflexes or very, very precise mid-air adjustments and all this kind of stuff if you don't actually have the ability to do those things. So that makes it pretty tough. Might be another reason to consider some tweaks to kind of the core movement mechanics and stuff, because you don't want it to kind of always stay the same difficulty, probably. If it didn't get much harder, it could still be fun, you know. It's not devoid of interest, even though I'm making progress without dying a lot, you know. That's fine, but presumably you'd want it to get a bit harder over time, and that would be ideal, I guess. So maybe that would be stuff to consider, but hopefully this was useful for you. I know it's a really long video, and I apologize if you had to sit through me trying to master the purple tower thing. And yeah, ended up being a very long video, so if you watched it all the way through, I guess I appreciate that you would, you know, value my input enough to do so, so thank you. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Finally.